Ashley, transition.
Yeah, sure. So we talked about this last week about the Haitians being deported. There's an impromptu border camp that was cleared of thousands of Haitian migrants, with most remaining in the U.S. for now, and others expelled on deportation flights or returned to Mexico. So about 12,000 of them right now are making their way in front of the immigration judge fighting to stay. About 8,000 voluntarily left to Mexico. 2,000 were expelled to Haiti. The fate of the others have yet to be decided. So that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is that Biden apparently is demonizing Border Patrol without knowing all the facts. Border Patrol is demanding an apology from the president because, even Kamala is comparing what happened to slavery. And they feel like Biden has now put a target on their backs for people to disrespect law enforcement. So
Good.
I love that you don't say her name properly.
Kamala?
Kamala.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
It's the accent. It's the accent.
I put the right emphasis on the right syllable.
I will say.
Glad you said it, not me.
you already fucked up enough tonight. George Lopez. But the options are George Lopez. But a story did come out because the border cops who were caught whipping the migrants were I believe placed on administrative leave. I think without pay.
Fuck that. What the hell? I hate
But
this shit.
now Texas, certain police forces in Texas say if they get laid off, they will happily bring them on to their police force. Would these deportations feel different if they were under the previous administration?
No, oh my God.
Like, what are your thoughts on Biden doing
That's
it?
That's why their energy power sucks,
It
right?
would have
That's
been
Texas.
a different situation
That was
if
Texas,
it was
yeah.
Trump.
You
Texas,
can't
yeah.
get an abortion.
Because they don't want to have their own power grid. So yeah, sorry, Ashley, go ahead.
You can't get an
Trump
abortion,
would
but
have
you can
been-
whip adults. Like, it doesn't add up.
Are
Trump,
you doing your nails?
No, I'm putting lotion on.
Oh, I was like,
What's the lotion?
Dry. She said she had a dry bay week, remember?
Ooh.
Gotta lube it up, I was gonna say I think Trump would have embraced this, and we would have seen a different outcome. We would have seen him empowering them to do more similar situations.
oh, you mean the border cops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the end result is pretty much exactly the same. They're being deported back to a country they haven't been to in years. Most of them that is destitute from France's actions in the distant history, and our actions in recent history, and the outcome is still the same. Does it feel different being that it's a blue president as opposed to a red president?
I would
Do you
say
care? Do you think society cares less, or do we as individuals care less upset because it's not Trump doing it?
No, we as individuals know. Society, yeah, most definitely.
I think
now-
we would have heard more outrage if Trump was doing it, and we kind of respect it because it's coming from Biden.
Well, isn't it because he kind of saved his ass by making the target the border, the border patrol, anyways?
But
Has
he
he
said
doing something else?
they were gonna pay, but did he ever say how? Did he ever give any kind of punishment?
No, he never does.
No.
I know, but
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, I need to know
So-
how they're gonna pay. I'm
Like,
sorry.
I was commenting
Guys,
today.
I
need
mean,
that.
okay. This is just me being bad, but we had one that was like, "Oh, that's so great," whatever. Fucking lie to me if you're gonna do the same thing. At least give me the show that you hate it. Fuck both of you, anyways.
I mean, I saying today, like, you could, we should play the Biden drinking game where every time something bad happens and he goes, that's not who we are. That's not who America is. Okay, so what are you doing about it? He does. I have counted for the last 2 weeks alone. Every time something bad goes on, he just comments on how it's not who we are. That's not the fabric of America. It's not what we were founded on. But it was.
Great,
First of all,
fantastic.
it is what America is based upon. It's based on genocide and slavery and rape and raping of not just people but of resources. So it is who we are. It is in our fabric, and it's just a line of someone who I just honestly just. I mean, I knew this going in. I didn't want to vote for him, but he was the better option of the two for me. But like, I don't respect it. I don't respect his what he's doing with migrants in general. But since we're specifically talking about the Haitians, I don't know.
Biden affords us some stability, and I think he just can't make big swings right now. Just
because he's too busy worrying about changing the narrative that was already established from the last presidency.
Trump could try to run again. So like, why is he gonna like shake the boat? He can condemn people for doing bad things, but realistically, other than getting them fired, there's not really much more he can do. Because then he's gonna look like he's soft.
Or that he's being like a tyrant on people, right? Isn't that supposed to be like three equal branches?
Yeah, like it's like the idea is supposed to be like, you know, he has to be like tough on like crime and like crossing the border. Otherwise, the right is going to think he's a pussy. But then he also has to condone the people who like whip people, you know?
I mean, Obama got bin Laden killed and they still thought he was a pussy. Like, it doesn't matter what stance he takes.
Because he wore a tan suit.
I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right, Bex. They will look at him. He's trying. That's Biden's. I can't say it's his whole career because there are sound bites of Biden talking about how Haiti, you know, yeah, it's all sad, blah blah blah. But like, if it was wiped off the face of the planet, it would be a great opportunity for America to swoop in and do its thing there. You know, that's where his mind's been at for decades. Not to say he can't evolve and change his mind, because everyone can, and I'm sure he has on many things. But his whole career right now is that centrist, middle of the road. Don't piss too many people off. You're absolutely correct about that. And that's going to be his
neutral for a while.
But it doesn't sway the right. And what it is going to do is push
the left
away. Yeah. So at the end of the day,
the left is also always asking for really extreme shit lately.
Like,
really
you know, free healthcare and free education.
Not that. It's just like
no, but there is a fracture in the
culture of being outraged about everything to the point where no one wants to watch the news, and then we're not paying attention to stuff like this that actually is.
But we were watching the news before when all this nonsense was coming out of, you know, verbal garbage.
I was like the only person not watching the news.
It was better sound.
I wasn't watching it either.
I can't handle it.
I can't watch the news. I mean, there was like that last, 4 years was like, that was enough for my lifetime. I even took a political science class just to understand it more.
Let's take a little detour.
Like, why the fuck isn't this guy in jail?
Let's take a little detour real quick because one of his press secretaries, I think one of the last ones, who in 9 months of having a job never held a press conference, is writing a book. In that book, it comes out how Stormy Daniels, the porn star who he paid off, said that his penis resembled that of a tadpole, and Trump made it a point to call his press secretary to defend the size of his penis and wanted her to actually like have statements released that his penis was not the size or the shape of a tadpole. And I can only imagine when he called her, like, listen, it's not a tadpole. It's actually very, very huge. It's beautiful. It's shiny. It's plated in gold. It's not a tadpole. It's not like Joe Biden's penis, Sleepy Joe. His penis is asleep.
Do you think he even enjoys sex? Somebody who's like all
I think he does.
We could all tell that it was, look at his baby hands.
Some people are just
my hands are huge.
What is he grabbing onto?
Look, they're right next to my head. He's imagining Ivanka anyway.
He doesn't really seem like he could actually enjoy it. He seems too self-involved.
Yeah.
I didn't think when I woke up this morning, I didn't think we'd have a conversation about
Trump's penis. His tadpole.
Hands,
so can we do a quick tangent to?
We could have called it a little Frito.
What's tangential to Trump's penis?
The fact that the Arizona recount was a fail.
Oh yeah, that was part of the quickies, but yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's attached.
He lost.
He lost again, and he actually lost harder this time. Yeah.
They decided to count again.
They did.
So they counted again, and basically it reaffirmed Biden's victory. And Biden actually had way more votes than.
Somebody just rip ass.
No, that was like a motorcycle.
My street's very busy.
Loud.
That's why I've been muting myself.
You know what
Yeah.
Trump reminds me
Yeah.
of is
Motorcycle.
that girl, that lady on Maury that keeps on going saying
Oh.
that that's the baby daddy.
Did they have a lady?
I
that
know
was,
this
like,
is the one. I know this is the
26
one.
Yeah, I know
guys?
this is the one. It's like
I am
26 guys. It was so
99.99%
sad.
sure.
I
Hey,
would just rather like
Look at the nose. Look at the nose.
and then when they run over to the back of the screen afterwards, and they're like, yeah.
Balls, what were you saying?
like
it
a
kind of proved his
surprise.
point, though, that the count wasn't accurate.
But we're not done yet. So
And he should be
apparently,
like, it
all of
proves
them.
my point. This is wrong.
so
He was at a rally saying that even the recount was rigged and stolen from him, and now he wants
So,
Texas that he won
I
to
was
be.
just gonna
Oh,
say
sorry.
that he
Yeah.
just called on all of his Texas buddies, and they're only going to be doing a recount, or they're planning to do a recount in 4 blue counties, of course, not the whole entire state. He's just targeting
That's
a
not
certain
even
area.
scientific. If he
And
was
it doesn't
there, he
even
would
matter because it's not
count all
about
of
the
it.
popular.
But you
Right.
could maybe
Imagine-
get more.
It's about the popular.
Imagine being one of those counters that had to do it like fucking, how many times has this been?
Hey, they got paid. That's
Well,
all.
they hired like private firms. This one was like Ninja something for Arizona. It was called. It was like
Ninjas, turtles.
Ninja
I
Foodie, I don't
totally
know.
would want to hire somebody
Yeah,
or
anybody
ninja whatever to
without
count
accuracy.
something. Like, it's just like
I don't know if it helps, but I was at AP counting votes when they voted for Trump. Like, we were the ones who were like, it's him.
Oh no!
Fun.
You didn't rig it.
I got some like
It's like-
Florida counties, and
You
when
You
they
had
would
failed
call
us
so
all.
much power in your
when they
hand.
would call me in with the numbers, I was like, why people can't you be better? Why do you have to be like, I had all the worst counties that kept voting for him. I was like, oh no. And I could see the staff, like the AP staff starting to like freak out, but they freaked out around 10 o'clock. We got out of there at 3 or 4 in the morning. And all these Trump fans were outside, like, like a sprinkle of them, around Penn Station. I were freaking out, and I was so angry. I was like, I never want to punch so many white boys in my life.
I will say
Well,
my
crying on
penis
the
is not a
train.
tadpole. It's a
It's
ninja.
so
It sneaks up on you and it gets you every time.
But yeah, so like in the counting process, there's a ton of places where you could fuck up, because I wasn't like necessarily the ultimate count. Like, I had this sheet, and people from other counties would call me in, and I have to try to understand their fucking accents. And I'm like, how many for this? How many for that? And they were so fucking confused on their end. And so I'd confirm. You have to confirm a few times and keep calling in. But if like you got a dud and somebody's really dumb from some like podunky place or whatever, they could give you the wrong number. Like,
That's
what's
how
really
that's
to
how
stop
Trump
that?
won.
See,
That's how he knew it was
exactly-
rigged, because
there's,
like,
he
always
knew
a
there were
margin of-
flaws.
There's gonna be like a margin of error
That'd
anyway.
be great if
but
you said that, right? I know
this
it's rigged
year,
because that's how I won the first time.
I wouldn't put it past him to say something like that.
Exactly.
It would, yeah.
I mean, I said it when just as his presidency ended. I said I'm very surprised that he doesn't turn around and tout how low the positive the deaths from flu were down during his presidency.
Oh
or
yeah,
some shit
somebody
like that.
bragged
Like,
about
he
that
could
recently.
take credit for being. Meanwhile, it has nothing to do with him. It had to do with everybody.
Well, he did with like
Yeah.
crime rates
Crying
and stuff
from
like
COVID
that.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
with anything,
He
he'd
did
be
what- he
like,
did
you
with
know,
crime
it's
rates.
because of
Time
me.
by
That
time.
yeah.
But he did because like crime was down because no one was
Yeah,
outside.
'cause nobody was
And-
outside.
Yeah, he was like, crime is an all-time low thanks to the law and
Yeah.
order president.
Okay.